Good morning, Tony. Welcome to Istanbul once again to our conference.
Thanks, Akram.
Eclipsing expectations.
Very good.
Tony, I know that you're emphasizing the fact that parents should give unconditional love to their children. What about teachers? Is there something that we should be providing students with?
I think that, in any context, whether it's the family context or the school context or the classroom context or the work context, right, that the relationship will determine the well-being of people within that context. And so unconditional love and relating and indeed unconditional understanding as well, and I'll clarify that, what I mean by that, is essential in all settings between any human beings, right? Because if I conditionally relate to you, if I say, well, Akram, only if you agree with what I'm saying will I actually have any respect for you. How will you feel? Whereas if I say, I'm really interested in your point of view, we may have differences here, but as a person I totally respect you. But differences are our opportunity to explore different worlds, right? But we can do that with deep respect for each other. Which you see, a lot of people will dismiss another human being because they don't agree with them, and that creates a lot of conflict between people, right? So
that brings us to uniqueness type of thing, and when we have 20 different students in classroom, okay, we have one syllabus, one curriculum. Well, how should we go about it as teachers?
Well, it's a good point, because you put it so well. You have 20 different students, because each student is unique, and so is the teacher. So you have 21 unique people in the classroom, right? And you have one curriculum, but the point is that each student has a different teacher,
right?
And each teacher has a different student, and so the teacher has actually 21 relationships going on in that classroom. The most important one is the one with himself, and very often many teachers are unconscious of that, and if they're not conscious of it, then they can operate out from defensive places and cause a lot of difficulties. And it's just not about how the teacher perceives each one of the students, because some teachers will teach a class. If you teach a class, you've depersonalized your students, and the level of learning, I believe, will automatically drop. Because once people are personalized, once they are individualized, they feel seen, they feel valued, they feel listened with, right? They feel understood, and their motivation goes way up. If I teach a class, I've lost 20 relationships, right? But more than likely I've lost my relationship with myself as well, so I've lost 21 relationships. So for me the key, you can have a particular curriculum, but how you actually present that curriculum is through relationship.
So relationship is the key.
Relationship. It's a new book of mine called Relationship.
Right.
Heart of a mature society, but heart of a mature classroom, heart of a mature staff room, heart of a mature government, right, is relationship.
And then, whose lives should students be living then?
Well, I hope their own, right, because they're unique human beings, they're individuals, and they're here to live their own lives. And it is good parenting and good teaching that encourages and supports that very sacred process, that we are here to live our own lives, and we have immense intelligence and creativity to actually etch out our own unique existence in this world. But you see, if I have a parent who insists that I follow his profession, then there's a condition now. If I don't become the doctor, then my father won't love me. Or if I have the mother who wants, me to get married, or the daughter to get married and to have children, right? But the daughter actually wants to really go down the academic route, and she wants to, really explore knowledge, then the mother may reject her. You're not like me, right? Whereas the mature mother will say, whatever you want to go, wherever you want to explore, I will support you in that. The same with the father, but that's rare. Same with teachers in the classroom. Many students will come into the classroom with very different expectations and very different visions for themselves. And can the teacher pick up on those individual visions and not just inflict or, to put his own vision on the students, right?
Expectations is our conference theme, actually.
Yes.
So how should we go about this? Each student has a different expectation.
Yeah.
Teachers have different expectations.
Yeah.
What should be the...
I think conversation is so important. And you see, if I come into a classroom, I want to check with each student in a way that's safe for them. tell me what your expectations are, tell me what your needs are. And vice versa, I'll communicate my expectations, and then we have a conversation. But we're listening with each other now. There's a respect for each other's expectations, and sometimes they may match, and sometimes they may eclipse each other. And if they do, then we need now to have a conversation and see, well, how is it that I can get some of my needs met, and how can I meet some of your needs? But the conversation is very important. And how many of us were ever asked that in the classroom? Tell me, what are your expectations of me as your teacher? Or what is your expectations of this course? Or what are your expectations, you know, where you go from this course? What are your life expectations? How many of us are asked that question? And what a lovely way to ask it in learning language as well.
Individualization and then uniqueness, everything is involved.
And then listening with and talking with. You don't talk to a student, you don't talk at a student, you talk with, right? If I talk at you, I'm preaching. If I talk to you, I'm advising. Now, remember the word advice? You only advise to a situation when you give advice, right? Think about it.
That's very nice.
Yeah. Whereas when I talk with you, I really want to discover your world. And I also want to let you know what my world is like.
Genuine conversation.
Genuine, authentic, real, expressive, open conversation.
Dr. Tony Humphreys, thank you very much.
Great pleasure. Thank you.